Japan has deployed helicopters, boats, and thousands of troops to save stranded residents in the destruction left behind by one of the worst storms to hit the country in decades. Dozens of people were killed, with more still missing, after a devastating typhoon whipped up high winds and unleashed record-breaking rainfall on Tokyo. Large swaths of central and eastern Japan were left underwater. But among the reported deaths were not just those swept away by raging rivers or whose homes were buried in landslides. The Tokyo Fire Department says a woman in her 70s was accidentally dropped while being placed in a rescue helicopter. She fell more than 100 feet to her death. Nearly 200 people were injured as a result of the typhoon. Life in the capital ground to a halt as torrents of rain and powerful gusts of wind battered the area this weekend. At one point, the government advised millions of people to leave their homes. Once the storm was swept out to sea, it was cleanup time in Tokyo, where the streets became a sea of muddy waters. And take a look at this. The Canadian rugby team grabbed shovels and brooms and helped a local community sweep mud and debris off the roads, and even inside some residents' homes. The typhoon had disrupted the Rugby World Cup just outside Tokyo. A couple of matches were cancelled on Saturday, and a third match featuring the Canadians was called off on Sunday. After the weather put a dampener quite literally on their game, Canadian players and staff took to the streets to clean the mess around them left by the typhoon. Evacuation centers have been set up in coastal towns where houses crumbled and floated away in rivers swollen with rain and floodwaters, and rescuers paddled in boats to get people out. The Japanese Prime Minister has offered his condolences to the families of those killed and says that his government is working to save lives and property. The total damage from the typhoon will likely take days to tally.